Happy holidays, everyone! Woo! I am so excited to be here with you. I know that some of you guys right now, are feeling like stressed and you got a lot going on. I mean, come on. You've got your students are tutoring, they're rescheduling because of the holidays. You've got like your family that you're trying to balance. You've got, buying presents and, going to holiday parties. There's just a lot going on this time of year. And some of you are still taking on new students. And so, you might be feeling very overwhelmed. And our goal today is to take the stress out of where you're at right now so that you can cruise through the holidays. All right. And I brought my friend here, Michelle Willette. We actually just met a few weeks ago and we have just been I think we've been messaging almost like every single day just because we love each other so much.
I think so.
I love her personality, and she's a life coach, and she just has the most incredible story, and I have fallen in love with what she does. And you guys, I got her before she gets even bigger because she is about to get onto some really big TV shows, and I can't wait when she gets on those TV shows to share them with you as well. But really, her whole purpose is really to serve you guys today and help you. So if you guys have any questions at all as she's talking, please let us know. I will build it on into the conversation so that we can get that. So Michelle, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I am a thought transformationalist, and that's a really fancy way of saying a mindfulness teacher. And I've been doing that for about 20 years. And that put me into a certification for wellness coaching and all kinds of things. But really my focus is to help people build the foundation of wellness. I don't teach yoga. I don't teach meditation. I do all these things, but I don't teach them. I teach the foundation of really how to create the cornerstones so that you have long-term results from any wellness practice you might be seeking or doing. So that's kind of what I do.
I love it.
That really explains a lot, but.
Well, our thoughts do hold us back from a lot of the success, a lot of the work that I do with people when they come into our Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass. A big piece of it is the thoughts, because as teachers and tutors, we feel limited by how much money that we can make. And when we do start charging more, we begin to feel guilty about making it. And then we start having imposter syndrome and all these different thoughts that kind of come through, what we think and what we believe. We've heard this so many times is what's going to happen and show up in our reality.
Absolutely.
We know that, but then it's so different when people start pointing it out to us, and they get specific, where are your thoughts with money, where are your thoughts with, all of these different aspects, and it can get kind of crazy. So we are going through the holiday season. How is the holiday season going for you, Michelle?
You know what? Is there a holiday season? I've been so busy, I haven't been able to pay attention. My holiday season is just now starting. It's going very well, actually. I've had a little time with my family, but with you and I busy with our latest PR event, everything got put on hold just a little bit, but yes. I'm firing it off in a big way today.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I am very supported by my family. And so my husband actually had all of the Christmas shopping almost done, not for our own kids, but for all of the other people in our family that we buy gifts for.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know. He took care of it all. I was like, so I don't need to buy something for this person, this person, or this person. And he's like, nope, I got it. I'm like, okie dokie.
Done.
I know. So I do think involving the people in your life, if you do feel like it's a really busy season, where can other people in your life help you out? I think so much we think as women that we need to take it all on ourselves, right?
We absolutely do. And we do have this superpower. And so when we tap into that, we know that we can conquer all things.
Yeah.
I think that what we need to remember is that we do have this team of collaborators, whether it's our kids or our friends or our family, and we really need to tap into them as well. One of the biggest misconceptions, especially in the holidays when we are busy with our schedules and so much is going on, is that we forget that we have the opportunity to recalculate our 100%. And what I mean by that is we tell ourselves, we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves every day, where I've got to go and be the best at work, and I've got to be the best to my kids and the best to my spouse and the best, and I'm going to give it 100%. Well, we're setting ourselves up to fail when we think I'm going to give something 100%. And so I think it's time, especially during the holidays, to just sit back for a second and recalculate that. What does 100% look like for me today? It might be different tomorrow, and it might have been different yesterday, but today, where does my focus need to be so that not only I feel valued in what I'm doing, but the people involved in what I'm doing feel valued by me?
Yeah.
And we need to do that on a daily basis, really just stop and take a second and think, okay, I know that I'm at work and my work is important, but maybe my little one has a dance recital, or there's a Christmas gathering with the family this evening. And prioritize where does my focus really need to be, and let the things go that don't need your focus that day.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to let them go and put the focus where it's going to put you in the best place and those around you in the best place.
Absolutely. It's so key. I remember when my kids were really little, I was going through a lot. I was just getting my business going. And I came up with a new idea because I was such a perfectionist. And my idea was, I don't need to be the best. I just need to be.
That's right.
I just need to be a mom.
Yes.
I don't need to be the best. This is not a competition. My next door neighbor and I aren't in a competition over who is the best mom. I just need to be a mom. Right?
You just need to be a mom, because everybody's journey is different. What your neighbor needs and they're prioritizing for their day is completely different than what yours is.
Right.
We can't keep comparing ourselves to others.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, kids are the best group to collaborate with. They are so open to new suggestions and new ways of thinking. And you go to them and say, you know what, today mom's busy with this, this, and this, and I want to give you that story, but how about instead of 30 minutes, we do an hour tomorrow? They're going to be like, sure. They are the best ones to collaborate and really work on solutions to make the life balanced in all areas.
Yeah.
Hit your kids up. They're great.
They really are. And, when my daughter was little, she just loved wrapping presents. She loved seeing what people were getting. And so she is our Christmas wrapper. So we don't have to do any of the Christmas wrapping because, well, obviously I wrap her presents because that would just be weird. But like she has like the whole entire station is in her room. She's now a senior in high school, but she's been doing this since she was in elementary school. And we didn't care what they looked like when they were wrapped. That was something that was important to her of like, oh, well, let me, learn how to wrap better. Like that was just important to her. And so we have just deemed her as our Christmas wrapper. She loves it. She's never felt like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're making me wrap the presents. She's excited to wrap them. I'm like, let's do it. Like, you are the wrapper. Like, I'll tell you like where they go and like who's going to get it. And she takes care of the rest. So
there you go. And every family should have a designated wrapper. I feel I'm the one in mine, but why not?
Right. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like,
no.
We're not
going to rip them open anyway.
Right, exactly. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, people are just happy what's inside of the present, not how you wrapped it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that this is like such an important thing to talk about is like, who are those people that you can designate certain things to and how can you make things easier? Now, Christmas cards. Okay, so Christmas cards, you are going to love this. Do you send Christmas cards, Michelle?
I do.
And
every year.
Does it take a lot of time?
Every year, lots of time.
I've got a secret for you that you will love.
Okay, I'm on it.
All right, it is send out cards. Okay, you save everybody in your list every year, and you get new people. You save their addresses inside of there, and you can create a beautiful Christmas card with a picture or without a picture. It can be just like Christmas, like regular Christmas, or God focused, or anything you want. You can create it inside of there, and then you just select all the people you want to send it to and send. They send it out for you. They print it. They send it.
Oh.
Do you know how long
where's this been all my life?
I know. 1 hour it took me to send all of our Christmas cards.
Oh, I'm in. Wow, that would save me so much time.
Yeah.
So much time.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, and you know what? There's lots of those little tricks in life. Mm-hmm. If we're watching for them, if we're looking for them, there are lots of things that we can find that will save us time so that we can add more focus in other areas and not lose our minds during the holiday.
Yeah.
Just got to be open to them, right? Talk to your friends. You get great advice from people, things that they're doing that you may not have even thought of. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
You just took 3 days off of my holiday must do list. It's amazing.
And it's great too, because when you get those new Christmas cards with new addresses on them, you just change the address right on inside of send out cards, and there you go. And if you're like, oh, I sent it to the old address, then you know right away, I'll resend them one with that address. Or it's just so simple.
I love simple. My life is complicated, so simple is good. I'll take it anytime I can get it because there's a lot going on in my world.
There is. And it does take organization. So how do you help people when it comes to like getting more organized so that they can work more efficiently doing the things that matter the most to them?
You know, I have this little side-by-side practice that I share with my clients, and it's really about taking their priorities that they have in their job. And every one of us has a different career line, and we have different things that we have to do. And they're in this practice, they're doing a little side by side, and it can be done on a computer spreadsheet. It can be handwritten. It can be anything. And it's really a side by side with the rest of your life. They call it work-life balance, but I think a lot of people think about work and home and forget about life outside of those two areas. And there's a lot going on because we do have friends. We do have our own personal care needs to be in there, and that's a huge one. And so my practice shows them to side by side all of these things, and on any given day very quickly be able to see, well, here's my priority, here's work, here's home, here's the kids, here's my personal care, here's my friends. Okay, and I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and this, and my day is done. And it's really about making sure that at the end of whatever scheduled time frame, and everyone has a different time frame, whether it's a day or a week or a month or a quarter or a year, that you're hitting the high points again, so that the value is being added into your work and into your family and into yourself, and you're providing value for those that are collaborating with you. And it's really quickly, it's a side by side. It's not so hard. Once you figure it out, it's a pretty easy, simple. It takes seconds. And you're like, boom, 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 boom. There's my day.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it because I think sometimes that's one of the hardest things. I actually have a special journal that I use every single day. I start my day and I end my day with it. It's an action planner. And this action planner in rose gold, my favorite color, is so helpful because I start off and I start saying, okay, like, what does my day look like today? And where can I fit in some of those things that I wanted to be able to get done?
Right.
And I think sometimes we look at our life as being, we've got all these like boxes, but we only have one life. And so we just have to organize our life within our day that we have been given. And what am I going to get done? And then I think too, a big piece of it comes into, if you don't get something done, this is not an opportunity to beat yourself up. It's an opportunity to put it on tomorrow's list of things to do.
Exactly. What we often do is tearing ourselves down. When we have added this box onto our day, we then all of a sudden feel obligated to make that finish, to be able to check that box off so that we can say our day was successful. That's a mindset we need to stop. Because if we've added it onto the day, but we can't get to it, and it's okay that it will still be accomplished the way it needs to be 3 days from now, we can't allow ourselves to beat ourselves up because it didn't get checked off on the day that we originally put it on our calendar. You have to be okay with moving it and being open and flexible and allowing yourself to be human. We're here in the human experience, and we can't put 100% into everything we do.
No.
It's not mathematically possible.
Right.
So we have to, it's just not.
Math tutors.
So we have to, there you go. It's not possible. So stop doing it and stop beating yourself up. Be flexible, be able to move things around and be okay with it. And again, at the end of the day, the only measurement tool you should be using is, am I adding value to whatever that is that needs to get done?
I love that.
And is it adding value to my life in the way that it's getting done?
Yeah.
And if those two things are being answered, it doesn't matter where the box falls. It doesn't matter how many times you move it. It doesn't matter how many times you shift it around to make something else work. The value is still there. So we need to it's changing the way we think about it.
It is really changing the way that we think about it, and not being so uptight about making sure that we get everything done. And if something needs to get dropped, like Jessica just mentioned that with social media, she feels like there's actually less of this pressure on her. She's in her 20s, less pressure on her to send out Christmas cards. If people want a Christmas card, she'll send it to them, but she doesn't feel that pressure because she's in constant contact with them on social media. And
Exactly.
that's great. Like, yeah, Christmas cards were just always a part of like what I did growing up, with my family. And so it's a tradition that I've just kept going. And I actually send Christmas cards, you guys, to my students. And so I get their addresses and all of that kind of stuff too. And over the years, some of them have kept me on their Christmas card list, and I get to see what they look like. And I got to tell you, that is pretty sweet. And just to see like what they look like, holy cow, like, I worked with that kid when he was in like 4th grade. Look at him now. He's a senior.
I love that.
He's
I love that.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll tell you, that's a perfect example. You and Jessica, right? You do the same thing. You're coaching people, right? You have a very similar career path, but your journeys are so entirely different.
And they can be.
What would make me think realistically that what a work-life balance plan for you might work for Jessica, because it's not going to.
Right.
It's so individualized that's why we have to sit down and recalculate our 100% for us, because what's working for our neighbor, our best friend, and the guy down the street is not going to work for me. Yeah. There's no, this is the 10 things you need to do list. Exactly. It just doesn't exist.
Exactly. So if you guys were coming here hoping that that's what you were going to get, you're not. What we're going to actually give you is something even greater. It's a gift, and it's called grace. Mm-hmm. And grace just allows you to just accept where you're at and do the things that you can do. And if you feel like you need to give yourself forgiveness because you didn't get it done, you can do that, but you don't even need to do that. You just do the best that you can do on any given day. And be of service to the people that you are meant to be of service to, whether it be your family members, your friends, your community, the people that are your tutoring, whatever it is. Just be the best version of you, and everybody else is going to give you grace too.
That's right. Absolutely. That is very powerful, lady. Very powerful.
Yeah.
What you're spewing out today.
Don't you love it? I love it. I love it. I love it. And I think it's so important just for people just to know that this is supposed to be a time of joy, right? And
right.
This is the season. It's not, while we do give gifts, the season's about generosity, right? And being able to be generous and all of that kind of stuff. So keep generosity at the center of your heart, and stress is going to start moving its way on out the door. And
I'll tell you, this is what I tell my clients. When you wake up in the morning and you open your eyes, the very first thing that you should do is find a warm place within gratitude. One, because you're on the right side of the grass. Your day is brilliant already. Mm-hmm. Without anything else going up or down, you're on the right side of the grass. And go into your day from a place of love and kindness in your heart. And I can guarantee you that the end of your day is going to be just as wonderful and so many reasons to be grateful as the beginning of your day. Mm-hmm. And it's that simple, guys. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. Stop driving yourself crazy with your schedules and all the things that you need to meet. What you need to do is look at this, like Joanne just said, just from a place of, this is a season in where we really take a moment and make sure that we are living in grace and that we are giving to others and we are serving others. Let that be joyous for you, not stress and pressure. Right. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at the end of the day. It doesn't help you and it doesn't help anybody else.
So when people are starting to feel stress, are there things that they can do just to kind of stop in the moment to begin to de-stress? Like, what are some suggestions you have?
I have so many little practices. I will give you a quick, and it's just a breathing, and it can be done anywhere. And I call it the 4-4-8. Anytime that we're feeling stressed out, it's because we are overwhelmed in our thought process. There's too much going on. We're trying to process too much information. Take a moment and either physically step back if you can, if you're driving a car, you can't, but in your mind, envision that you're taking a step back. What that does is it stops the neurological pathways from taking you continuing forward in this place of stress. It says, oh, wait a minute, we're stopping. And we want the brain to stop for a second. And then you just take this very long, deep breath in for the count of 4. You hold it for the count of 4, and then you slowly let it out for the count of 8. And the idea in this 16 seconds-ish is that it takes your neurological pathways to a place where blood is flowing better, thoughts are more clear, we're a little more mindful, and it gives us that opportunity to just evaluate what's going on around us in that moment and be in the moment before we react or before we let it get to us. And you can do that once, you can do it 25 times, you can walk outside and do it. You can do it anywhere. It's very, very simple. And I know you hear a lot about breathing exercises, but that's the best one, because you literally can do it anywhere, anytime, for as long as you want to. And the more you do that, the longer you do it, the more you're in this very calm, mindful state. And everything gets a little bit better when you're there, because you think clearly. You just see it better.
Yeah. I like to, favorites. When I do some breathing exercises, I like to actually picture being like also inside of my body. It grounds me. I actually focus on feeling the tingling sensations from my feet all the way up to the top of my head. And I can actually feel my body, and it allows me to get grounded into the present moment, because
love that.
Depression is caused because of your past thoughts, and anxiety is caused because of your future thoughts. And if I can just come back into the present to feel where I am at in the moment, I get to escape those two places.
You do, and you're actually rebuilding those. So I'll give you a little statistics on this whole thought process thing. So 95% of our thoughts, and we have anywhere between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts a day, 95% of them are pre-programmed on inherited or learned responses, actions, people, whatever. And 80% of those are negative. And that is where our depression goes to, and why we stay in this place of anxiety, because we have these pre-programmed thoughts that are primarily negative. And anytime that we can step away from that and get into that moment of mindfulness, we have that opportunity to start reprogramming those into thought processes that, if this action is happening, I'm not going to do this immediate fight or flight type of situation. I'm going to stop and be in the moment for a moment. Now we're reprogramming how we react to other situations that are similar to this. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the process. And the more we reprogram those, the more positive our process goes. Our depression goes down, our anxiety goes down. We're better people. We're better handling our situations. And it's all this lovely process. And I love that your visualization was in there. You know what mine is? I have one of those big, huge blocks where my cell phone plugs into the wall. I have an iPhone. And so I imagine I have this big block that's plugged into the ground, and it's plugged, the phone side of it is actually in my hip. I'm standing there, and the energy of the earth is literally flowing through me. That's how my grounded looks.
Yeah.
Everybody has something.
Everybody has something. I love that. That's so cool. That's so cool. I think one visualization that I do, which is very interesting, you guys, when I get into this moment of stress, is I picture myself sitting in my house, and then I begin to actually pull myself out of my house, and I start looking at my community, and then I get higher and higher until all of a sudden I'm in the universe, and I'm kind of looking down onto the planet, and then I am looking down on the stars and just realizing how tiny and inconsequential a lot of this stuff is.
That is amazing. And I'll tell you what, your whole visualization is a huge part of, in my book, the first one, the 5 Steps to Wellness. My first step is on visualization. And that's part of it, is envisioning your home and being in it and moving outside and seeing it from the outside and seeing your community. I love that you just said that, because it's totally in the book.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. See, you guys, this is why we are here right now.
This is why we're here, because we, for whatever reason, there was a connection and we knew it.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
We knew
And
it.
this isn't going to be the only time that Michelle is on, you guys. This is like the best part. So you guys are going to
I
get
will
to
come
hear
back
her.
over and over and over and over again, over as many times as you allow me to come on, lady. I am here with you.
I love it. I love it. And you guys, she's got a free gift for you. I love this because it's the 5 steps to wellness, isn't it?
It is. It's the 5 steps to wellness, and it is a workbook, and it is the cornerstones of really finding your true love within yourself and building healthy boundaries and building healthy relationships with yourself and others. And it's the cornerstones to wellness, and it's a workbook. So it's got lots of practices and fun things to do and visual pieces to it. And everybody who is listening today, all they need to do is shoot me off an email to contact@balanceyourpath.com and just put in the subject line Joanne or the name of the podcast, or that this is where you saw me, and I will shoot you off a PDF copy of the book. Absolutely.
I love it. I'm going to put that right on in
balanceyourpath.com. That is the website. They can go there and find me. And to email at me, it's just contact@.
I love
it.
I love it. So check that out, you guys, and you'll be able to get your very own copy of that. And it's really going to help you with this de-stressing process.
Yes.
and being able to go into the holidays with that pure joy and gratitude and excitement. Remember that excitement that you used to have when you were a kid? We could get back to that.
We want to be back. That's also in step 1. It's about using that visualization to feel that imagination come back, right? And to feel just happy in our space. Oh, you guys are going to love it. You're going to love it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Michelle. And I cannot wait to see where you go next, because you guys, she's going to be on some top TV shows she's going to be getting onto. And I cannot wait to just be passing on where she's at next so that you guys can see it. And possibly the Rachel Ray show is coming on up next.
Possibly. Fingers crossed.
Ooh,
Yeah.
So excited for
good.
you.
Thank you so much.
Well, take care of yourself during this holiday season. And I know you got a lot going on with the PR and all of that kind of stuff. But you know what? You are in the exact place you are meant to be right now. And this is awesome. This is awesome. So thanks, you guys, for joining us today. Hopefully you were able to take some strategies that you'll be able to use into your holiday season when you start getting into that space of stress and overwhelm and I can't handle this. You've got some strategies. And if you reach on out to Michelle, she's going to send you that workbook. And
Absolutely.
We'll be having Michelle back on again soon. So you guys, if you've got any questions or anything like that you want us to address, definitely let us know. And we'll bring them on up and create some more episodes and shows with Michelle on there. So thanks you guys for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.